Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up? We got the Division 4 Southwest draft tonight. Pierre-Luc Dubois. McKinnon or McDavid first overall. There's no wrong answer. We have McKinnon projected slightly better than McDavid, but I think McDavid could go. I think he's just the highest ceiling. I think McKinnon has the highest floor. What are the league settings? Oh, I didn't put it on screen. Can you give me one moment? Oh, I wonder if I switch this, does it cook everything? Give me 1 second. Toss it right in here for you. Here are the league settings. So it's standard Yahoo scoring across the board. We added in a utility player. We just try to keep it as simple as possible. So points league, goals, assists, power play points, shots, hits, blocks, wins, goals against, saves, shutouts. Pretty standard. If you could pick a draft position, where would you go? Hey, don't make fun of the basement. Don't make fun of the basement, Tristan. If I can pick a draft position, I think it would be like, I feel like it'd be like 5 or 6. I just felt like, so last night I drafted in D1 and I was picked 2 and it was so hard. I felt like I had to wait incredibly long between picks and it made it so tough because you just get sniped left and right. So who was there for the draft last night? I'm sure as more people filter in, I'm going to get a lot of questions about this. And also, is anyone watching the Yankees Red Sox game tonight? I just turned it on for a couple minutes before I started here. I think I want to play the Yankees as a Jays fan. And I think the rivalry is a bit better between the two teams. I think I saw they already said they're not going to allow Canadians into the stadium. Kind of crazy. I feel like a lot of teams do that. Not specifically Canadians, but I think I've seen it like where they don't allow opposing teams, fans into the stadium. Best draft spots of the turns. Oh man, it was so stressful last night in that D1 draft. I think that made me like not want to pick early. When are you posting your perspective? It will be up tomorrow at 3 p.m. I haven't even watched it back. Like, I can probably pull up. We got 3 minutes. I can probably pull up some of it. I don't know if this is going to show on stream, though. No, it looks like it's not going to. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, man. Here, I'll turn my I'll turn my desktop audio on. Where's that Shea Theodore pick? That's what everyone was commenting on. Okay, we'll lane fall through these next two guys. Sorry if I'm like super loud in the background here. I wanted Lane Hudson so bad. Okay, we'll lane at fall through these next two guys. Can I just go back? Like, oh my god, it's like the skips are crazy here. What if I do this? Yeah, there goes Lane. That's so unfortunate. So mad. Like, I was panicking here. I didn't know who to grab for defenseman. And then Holy Bacon, who follows up, like, this guy's probably the best FPPL player, in my opinion. And he went Jones Sergachev, and I'm like, oh no, what did I do wrong there? That was scary. We want the Yanks, Mike. I think so too. Like the Jays put the ball in play, and the Yankees don't have good defense. So I think they're the best matchup, and I don't want to face Crochet. And the Yankees' two big dogs, Rodon and Fried, they're both lefties, and I think that benefits our righty heavy lineup. So we'll see. Like I think if we play Rodon and Fried, if we get the Yankees, I feel like we don't play Barger. I don't know, but he's been too good to not play. Mac or Dry in a 10-man with the second pick. Definitely Mac. Appreciate your content insights. Keep up the great work. Oh, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate hearing stuff like that. No Gretzky's was sniping all the defense last night. Yeah, I think that's Phil or Canuck. He's a really good player. I mean, everyone D1's good. Like Barks has like, if you guys can like look at your fantasy rating, Barks is like 1,020. It's like one of the highest I've seen. It's kind of crazy. Don't take Theodore. Man, I know. What are your thoughts on Samuel Urson? I mean, he's a good volume goalie. I just don't think they'll be a good team. Like, he'll probably give up a lot of goals. Are you going to upload your POV? Yeah, POV is coming up tomorrow at 3 p.m. You got to listen to how upset I was the entire draft. But, like, it's crazy because last year I was so upset about my draft, too. Like, I was really unhappy with how it went. All right, we're starting off D4 Southwest. I think these are a lot of first-timers in this. Let me know if you're in this draft right now, if you're in the chat. I'm going to try not to say any picks here. Okay, so this may be the first instance of McDavid going first overall. If I'm not mistaken, it's one of the first we've seen. Wow, so he goes Kucherov over Draisaitl at 3 to Coochie Monsters, who I assume the name is based on Kucherov, so that's unfortunate. We saw Jacuz last night get sniped Jack Hughes, which was funny. Do you think Landy takes PP1 from Nelson? I don't know. It's so hard to say, but they have Nelson there right now. Maybe just another guy to win faceoffs on the offside. Like, I don't know if him and McKinnon are the same hands. I'm brutal with handedness of players. If nothing else for last night, content was created. I 100% agree. Not really. If Vegas keeps running 5-4 power play, Sergachev over Theodore. Yeah, like we have no confirmation on what the power play is going to look like, but I would be really surprised if they went 5 forwards on that power play. I don't know. Someone had a really good take about like basically how their formation will be, and based on their formation, like there's no spot for Theodore, but I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. If Theodore isn't power play 1, the pick's not going to look too good. And like the reason why I was a little bit more hesitant on Jones is because of the Barkov injury. Like, he's good peripheral wise, but they're missing like arguably their 2 best power play players this year for a lot of time in the season. So I think that made me a little bit more scared about drafting Jones. And I think Sergachev and Theodore are like in the same range of skill, in my opinion. Matthews over Kaprizov. Yeah, I'm fine with that pick. I think I'm more bullish on Matthews than most people. Okay, so Hughes goes at the 11, Rantanen at the 110. Makar's consistently been going in like the top 5-6 picks, which is good to see. I feel like last year he was like near like the 8th or 9th pick. My average place is 4 out of 13 over 5 years in a pretty competitive league. That's solid. Is it confirmed that Vegas is going to 5 forward power play? Because I haven't seen a single thing about their power play yet this season, and I'm pretty active on Twitter. John Carlson a lock? Yeah, definitely is. It looks like Chikrin's power play 2 right now. Overall thoughts on your FP team, you happy with it? Not really. But like same thing, like last year I wasn't happy with it either. And I ended up finishing first across the entire FPPL. I don't know. it was so stressful. Like I was like on Discord after, just like chatting with my brother, and oh man, he's like, how can you let a draft make you so mad? I'm like, I don't know. It's just like these leagues are so competitive and so fun. I want to do good, but it's all right. We'll get back to the draft here. So Dahlin is the second defenseman off the board. I think the first time we've seen a defenseman go over Quinn Hughes. I would not be surprised if we saw Werenski or Bouchard here, but I just think there's too good of forwards available. Personally, at fourth, did you take Cooch or Kale? Cooch for me, for sure. People saying based off the hits and shots in the league, how do I sort by these league settings in order? People say based off of the hits and shots in my league. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're asking. What settings? Are you talking about the projections? Where can we see the video of your draft? So the live stream was last night, so you can watch that in like the live section of the channel, and then I'm posting my POV tomorrow. So you'll see my POV and my commentary, and I was pretty quiet for a lot of it, but I was pretty upset for most of it. I don't know. If you just hear my commentary, like I was calling guys out that I was like ready to draft, and then they were going like 2 picks or a pick before me consistently. So fourth D off the board. It's just Bouchard remaining in this second round that should be going. Let's get this Breadman take the Breadman here. So he does go Bouchard. Okay, so the big 5 defensemen are off the board now. I'm assuming we're going to see a big wave of forwards here. Tomorrow, Mike will upload, 3 p.m. There you go. Dahlin over Quinn Hughes. Yeah, first we've seen. Also, kudos to Sven in the chat there. He is the mastermind behind the whole FPPL. Also the mastermind behind all of the FPPL updates and reviews of all the teams. Can you explain how to use the queue effectively? Queue up all the players you like and keep it active, and also sort by players based on like their ADP. So you don't have like guys that you've queued up at like ADP like 130 at the top of your queue. Also, if you disconnect, it will take the top player from your queue. So we have question marks in the chat here. I don't have the chat showing, but it looks like Anthony put some question marks about the Connor Hellebuck pick. We saw Hellebuck in the D1 draft go 13th overall last night. So Forsberg falls to the 210. I was hoping I could grab him at 211 here. Let's see what Sean does. I was able to grab Marner at the 211. Could go defenseman here. I don't think I would. Reinhardt, Verhaeghe, Stack should eat this year. Barkov, Kachuk out a while. No, I've been targeting them. Yeah, they'll be good. I don't think they will go. Like, I don't think they'll be as good as people are thinking. Wow, so Sean goes both of his centers, exhausts both of his center picks right away in the draft here with McKinnon Point. My concern with Florida is I just think their goal scoring is going to be down a little bit. So Reinhardt goes at the 212 here. Pretty good combo pick with McDavid there at the right wing position. Do you think lower ADP would be better to draft players? Sorry, SSK, I'm not sure what the question is. Do you think lower ADP would be better to draft players? I don't know. I have my first ever Dynasty League draft coming up. Do you have any tips on how it would be different to drafting a typical league? I think there's more emphasis on like younger players. I've never played in a hockey Dynasty League, but I think just more emphasis on some of those younger guys. Like, I feel like you could see Bedard, Celebrini going within the first round. So Morrissey goes 3-1 here into Jake Gensel. That's where I grab Gensel too. Oh, and Carp steals Panarin from Let's Get This Bread, man. Hey, he had the opportunity at 2-5 to get him before he was able to get drafted in the second round, or even the late second, early third round. To pair McDavid, would you rather Forsberg, Panarin, or Reinhardt? Forsberg for me. Reinhardt takes a hit without Barkov. I think he has a little bit of. I think he does take a small hit. Yeah, personally. Like, I think the biggest benefactors we're going to see is going to be Bennett and Lundell, who will get increased minutes, increased opportunity. So the center positions, the two centers that move up. But I think the players that play on the top power play unit and play with Barkov, Kachuk are going to get hurt the most, in my opinion. Like, it's basically like saying with the Leafs last year. Let's use them as an example. Like, if Marner were to be out for the season, people would be feeling the same about Matthews this year as they did last year, right? And it's kind of the same thing with some of the big dogs on Florida. Like, with Marner out, the power play gets worse. With Barkov, Kachuk out, the power play gets worse. So JT Miller falls to 3.5. I think I would be taking him over Natchez, but Natchez could be like a really, really huge ceiling pick this year. Boldy at 3.6. I feel like the first couple of rounds have been going as usual. Great value getting Panarin there. I agree. With Carp here, though, he does have 2 sole left wingers, so he has to be a bit careful. But I think there's more value up the middle than there is on the wing right now. So I think he'll be okay. Dougie for the upside or Carlson to be safe was debated on the two of them. That's pretty close. Depends who you go with your D1. I think Dougie's fine. Natchez will be 30, 70, 100 this year. Mark my words. I think you might see him score more than 30 if he puts up 100. McKinnon's not a big goal scorer. I just wonder how McKinnon's like shot first mentality is going to affect Natchez. But we'll see what happens. J-Rob goes at the 3.9. Stützle at the 3.8. Pretty good start for, let's get this bread man with Brady, Bouchard, Stützle. I like that start. Reinhardt drives his own offense. That's very fair. But you just got to think with like Bennett versus Barkov on the power play, and then playing with Bennett versus Barkov 5-on-5. You got to assume it hurts the players that were previously on his line. I don't know. Hedman at the 3.10. I think there were better defensemen available there, but it's not a bad pick. I feel like Hedman's almost turned into like Adam Fox, where he, like, I don't know. He might be a little bit overdrafted right now, but Fox's ADP is getting a bit better. There was times where he was like, I think 2 years ago, he was being drafted as like defenseman 2, defenseman 3 with like not strong peripherals. So we have Biscuits and Newcastle Mariners right now, both of them with their defensemen. So they should be looking forward here. We're about to run out on the clock. Grab Sid as a sole center position. Sid's still very valuable in fantasy. I like the pick. I don't know if it was an auto draft. Boldy almost had 300 shots on goal. Yeah, Cars and Cards. Sven and I both had Boldy for 40 goals last season in a futures bet. Sven can speak to it. I don't remember what the odds we got on him were. Like plus 800, I want to say. Something like that. How do we rank Morrissey, Sanderson, and Fox? I think you got the rankings right. Oh, what's your team name? I'm not drafting in this. I'm just commentating the draft. So Newcastle grabs Elias Pettersson, the earliest we've seen EP40 go at 312 here. Pretty strong pick. Guessing you know who I'd take over Hedman there. Boom, we're not getting started with this again. Boom, I've been bugging you too much, though. Wow, Yossi goes 4-2. What a great pick. I really, really was hoping I'd grab Yossi in the second round last night, and he went, or in the third round, he went really early, though. There it is. Hey, boom, look, he grabbed him. He grabbed your boy. PD bound to have a bounce back year this year. Yeah, I think so, too. So a lot of defensemen off the board right now. A lot of guys have their D1 and 2. See, that's why I'm thinking like the later rounds, they almost look more like the later in the first round pick, like 7 to 12. That's why I think it's a little bit better. Like you're able to grab these elite defensemen and snipe them from the guys who get kind of the residual forwards that are falling. Anthony's off to a crazy start. Anthony. Makar, Marner, JT Miller. Yeah, let's see who he follows up with here. I don't think there's any good enough defenseman to be drafting here. I'm also very curious to where we see Shea Theodore go after my blunder. Never live it down. Biscuits team is stacked. Hughes, Crosby, Yossi. Yeah, that's a really, really good start. Let's see who Anthony grabs here. Not really locked into any major position at this point of the draft. Oh, I wonder if I can put myself top right here. Maybe that's better. You can just see the whole draft board. Yeah. So he grabs his first goalie in Vasilevsky. I think that's a solid pick. I think some of these like elite goalies are falling a little bit too much. Wow. So Harley goes 4-9 to Coochie Monster. I'm picking very soon. I'm very nervous. SSK, who are you in the draft? So Fox goes at the 410. I don't think these guys were available for me here at 411. Cole Caulfield, exactly who I took last night at the 5-2. Sorry, I keep referencing my draft. Hope Harley gets PP1. You look cuter in the top right. I appreciate it. Rumor has it Mike has figured out half my trades this year. Oh, man. I can't wait for the Chris Hollywood trades. We're going to do our best to try and like review every league, every like major trade, matchups and everything of the FPPL on like a weekly basis throughout the season. That's our goal. It's a lot of leagues to cover, but I think we could do it in like a little bit of a podcast style. Great pick at Igor there. I didn't want to spoil it, but I thought Igor should have been gone by now. I think it's a strong pick by Orangey there. I think that's it for goalies for Orangey for a while too. Who are your biggest reaches in Cats leagues other than D-Man? It depends on like what you think a major reach is. Like maybe JT Miller at 3-5 in like I'm fine with JT Miller like early third, late second round. That's a hard question to ask at the top of my head right now. Like Trocheck in the 6th, 7th round, I think would be a reach, but I think it's a good reach. Joel Eriksson Ek too, Bennett, like some of those guys that cover a lot of Cats. Okay, so so Sean copies the 2 picks that I made in Caulfield Theodore. Okay, so I feel less bad now. I'm drafting on ESPN. Should I draft based on their ADP or based on where the YouTubers say players should go? Definitely don't draft based on ADP. Draft on some of the guys that the YouTubers like. I think that's a good strategy to begin with, and some of the guys that you like too. Like don't follow ESPN's rankings. I think they're brutal this year. I haven't looked at them once, but someone told me that Matt Coronado is ranked higher than Quinn Hughes. I don't know if that's true though. Sergachev goes at the 5-3, so Karp's got a pretty good start with his defensemen and forwards here. Coochie grabs his first sole center and Macklin Celebrini. I think that's fine. It's kind of where we're seeing Celebrini go. Brandon Hagel at the 5-5. I'm not a big Hagel fan this season, personally. I saw Bjorkstrand's been the power play 1 guy this year. What do you think about that Uyghur pick? I think it's too early for Uyghur, but he's very, very, very good in these leagues. Because we have blocks as 0.9 or 0.9 points or 1 point. So he's very strong in this league. Chikrin goes at the 5-7. Not going to be power play 1 this year. I don't think he's my favorite Washington defenseman. Any suggestions on how to navigate a draft where you traded a lot of... Oh, I did the exact same thing. So 3 keepers. Mac, I'm guessing Nye is Nylander, and Ottinger. I wouldn't even focus on positions based on what you said, because you have a goalie, a center, and I think center right wing in Nylander. So you're not really locked into any positions. So I wouldn't focus on what position you should take. You should almost get the best players available. Hagel's insane 5-on-5. He is very good 5-on-5. Same with like Wyatt Johnston's really strong 5-on-5. So Seth Jarvis goes in the late 5th round here. Pick number 57. I feel like we've seen more defensemen than any other position right now. It's kind of crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 18 defensemen off the board before the 6th round. So Rink Rats grabs his first Soul Center in Nick Suzuki. I like the Brinkat pick. I think he's very undervalued right now in fantasy. Kurt, do you, man. I'm fine with the Uyghur pick. Don't let chat dictate the way you draft. Because I was reading chat last night and I was like, it started to upset me a bit. Not upset me. Lost focus. Dylan Gunther goes 5'12". I feel like every draft we're seeing him go around earlier. I remember watching the first one that was live stream. I think he went 7'5". So now he's going 5'12". Yeah, Uyghur's such a strong fantasy player. PP1 or not for Uyghur, his peripherals are just extremely good. I have a question for you guys, actually. I was thinking about this. If you go look at players like Sider, Uyghur, Darnell Nurse, those guys get a ton of hits, a ton of blocks, and play a lot of minutes. I don't think any of them has missed a game over the last like 4 years. I wonder why that is, because they play such a hard-nosed, gritty game of hockey, yet they don't miss any time. And then you see some of these guys that like don't get any hits and they're always injured. Rupe Hintz, for example, always injured. Maybe they're just big-boned, take good care of themselves. I don't know. Never watched the FPPL stream of my own draft while drafting. Usually go back and watch after. Got to get in the zone. Don't want to be influenced from others. Yeah, Tristan, I agree. I shouldn't have done that. So Blackwood goes 6'4". He went like in the 10th round last night, which is interesting. I think he's not going to start the season healthy. But I don't think it's like overly concerning what the injury is. I can't fully remember what it is, but any goalie on the Avalanche should be good. Got Yossi Pettersson last night. High risk, high reward. Yeah, I love it. Timo Meier goes at the 6'5". I like Meier this season. He does a lot of everything. I like the left wing, right wing eligibility as well. I think we might not see many defensemen going. We might see 1 or 2 going by the end of this round. So Sebastian Aho, there goes Dougie. And then I think we're going to see 1 more. Maybe by Sean. I feel like Sean's almost following my draft. The last 3 players that Sean Don has taken has been the 3 players that I took at those spots. And you just flip Theodore and Caulfield around. Scheifele at the 6'8". I said this like in a couple drafts ago, but in the FPPL last year, I took Scheifele in like the 14th round. Matt Tkachuk at 6'9". Too early for me for Tkachuk. I think he's almost like a full avoid for me. White Limeades are very bad. I think you have to fade them. Yeah, they are pretty bad this year. They really like to flip-flop their lines. Like they make so many changes. Even with their power play, like last year they went to a power play 1A and power play 1B, and like Duchesne was playing like 18 minutes a night some nights, and we'd see Wyatt play 16, 15. It was so weird. Bobrovsky at 6'11". So goalies are definitely I think we might start seeing a stream of goalies going the next couple of picks here, next couple of rounds. Larkin dropping further than I thought he would. Yeah, just because that Soul Center position, but he's very, very valuable. In Cats, would you take an 80-point, 150-shot, 50-hit guy, or 70-point, 200-shot, 100-hit guy? I think everyone can agree it's the latter there, Petey. 70, 200, 100 for sure. Best sleeper defenseman to take late in drafts. I'll throw a name out there and say Cam Fowler for me. And if when you rewatch my draft, I was going to take him like later in the draft, and he got sniped 2 picks before me, I want to say. I was like prepared to take Fowler. So Sorokin goes at the 7-1. A lot of volume from Sorokin last year, 61 games played. One of the weirdest things I've seen on Yahoo so far is for some reason they have Montembeau projected for 46 starts when he had 62 last year. I think he was top 3 in the league last year. I don't know where they're basing that off of, but for some reason they think he's going to be splitting time and be like a 50-50 goalie. I don't see why, but I think Montembeau is the clear number 1 goaltender in Montreal. Montour is Sean Don's second defenseman. I saw he will not start the season healthy. He had off-season ankle surgery, but I don't think it's anything too significant. Like he might miss a week or 2 of the season. Was really good last year. A lot of shots. How do you get to that trade analyzer? It's through our Patreon. It's on our Excel sheets that we send out, our projections. Everything's through there. So Kirill the Thrill at 7.4. So there goes Dylan Larkin. So Carp has both of his soul centers now. Not much position flexibility in the lineup with Kucherov being a sole right winger, Forsberg, Panarin being sole left wingers, then Tavares, Larkin as the sole centers. Did you see Chris's reaction? Yeah, he was very hyped up. He actually did a really good job streaming last night. Travis Konechny goes at the 7.5. Pretty safe pick. Pretty typically around where we see Konechny go. So like another thing, like Philip Gustafsson for 53 starts. I don't know. Noah Dobson, I think he's injured right now. Like, look how high they're projecting Dobson. 20. Like, where is he going to get 20 power play points from? This is why you don't trust these sites' projections. 20 power play points and 50. Is that 59 points? Yeah. Like the points, maybe. I think he'll be more in the 40 to 50 range, not the 50 to 60 range. Crazy how much they have Nyes for 0 games. Good spot for Nyes there. I kind of like, let's get this Breadman's draft so far. 2 very strong defensemen, a very strong forward group so far. No soul center yet, and elite number 1 goalie. John Carlson goes at the 7.9. I like the Carlson pick. I feel like last year was like almost a floor year for John Carlson. Like I feel like we can see a little bit more from him. I may be biased because I did draft him, but I've always been a big John Carlson fan. Like a staple for the top power play unit. Good block volume. Not a big Ehlers fan either this year. So Kemper goes to 7.11. So Newcastle's got 2 defensemen so far. No soul centers yet. I think Gunther's just right wing eligible, so he has his right wingers locked in. Could be going defenseman here. There's still 1 decent one available. Okay, so he grabs his first soul center, Nico Hischier. Love that pick. Carried my FPPL team for the first half last year. I like let's get this Breadman. Me too. I think he has a good team so far. All right, so we are entering the second half of the draft. And there goes UC Saros. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10th goalie off the board in UC Saros. Goalies were like barely drafted last night in D1. Gunther has the most ridiculous shot release. Don't care what anyone says. He has the best shot in the NHL. I think there's actually a stat for like best shot in the NHL. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. I remember a couple of years ago it was Line A had the best shot in the NHL. There is a stat for it though that Money Puck does. Yeah, I think it's shooting talent above average. Leon, Pettersson, Panarin, J-Rob, Pasternak, Rantanen, Line, DeBrincat, Kuzmenko, Caulfield, Zegras, Kyrou. Devin Taze is on there, so I don't know if this is the actual like good stat. Really like the McAvoy pick. Rinkrat's got a pretty solid decor in Hedman, Sanderson, McAvoy. Fiala goes to Austin at the 8-4 here. Defensemen have kind of tapered off in the last few rounds. There's Joel Eriksson. I think I would have preferred Trocheck over him. Oh, I love the Kyrou pick from Gino. I'm a big Kyrou guy. It's so weird though. He's power play too, but he's like so good. I don't know. But I did see his power play 2 to start the year. Great Fiala pick. Yeah, big Fiala guy for sure. He was like my original like this sleeper hit on the channel. Like I was calling him out so much. Oh, there goes Miro Heiskanen. I was kind of waiting for that pick to happen. So Kurt's got Uyghur, Dougie, Miro. Very strong draft so far for Kurt. I think I maybe would have taken Nyes over Gustafsson there, given that like goalies really haven't been going yet. Like you got to think with 10 goalies off the board, there's still like 20 technical starters on the board. 20, 22 starters. Some teams split, but maybe a little less. Maybe like 18 starting goalies left. Yeah, me and Sven have quite a few bets on Dylan Guenther this season. I've told this story a few times already, but we actually took futures on Nyes and Guenther. A couple of us in the Discord, and then within like 10 minutes of us placing our bets, they took everything on FanDuel down for hockey props and reposted it. And like Nyes and Guenther, all the odds were completely different. Like we got Guenther like plus 400 for 60 points, and they changed it to like minus 190 within 10 minutes of us taking our picks. So it's interesting to see Sam Bennett goes 8-9. Cucci's got his 2 soul centers. But like Sven said earlier, we do have a utility spot. So there is a little bit more position flexibility with those center position players. So Orangey's pretty much gone this 0D strategy with Morrissey here. You got to assume he has to take one in these next 2 picks. I don't know who's best available right now. I think I have a couple in mind. But you got to assume he's going to be taking a defenseman here. PD, I think that's pretty good. I think the value of Perifs is contingent on the league you play in too. Like, what's the scoring in your league? Is it a categories league or is it like a goals and assists league? I think it's easier to find goals and assists than it is to find shots, hits, blocks, in my opinion. Boldy or Natchez? Probably Boldy for me. So you're in a Cats league. Yeah. Like there's 2 options. You could either punt defenseman fully. Like if you're in really competitive leagues, you can punt defenseman fully and just focus on like those big peripheral defensemen later, like Darnell Nurse, Colton Parayko, things like that. But I think if you're in a Cats league, you definitely want to try and get Uyghur and Sider on defense, 100%. But you can find your points anywhere. And then like getting like Joel Eriksson, Ek, Trocheck, like him a little bit later, Bennett, guys that kind of do a bit of everything. Great pick at 9-2 in Dustin Wolf. I was very surprised he was still available. I think I like him better than, like I think after Ottinger, for me, it might be Wolf in this league. With how much emphasis is on volume. If Niche can play a full game, he's a league winner, something like 20 goals, 40 games last year. He's done it before. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he has missed at least 20 games in the last 4 years. They just got to like put him in a bubble or something and just not make sure he doesn't go rogue. So 3 goalies in a row here. We have Carp's first, Cucci second, and Sean second. So there's Jackson Lacoma. That might be like the tail end of the big rush for defensemen here. There's still some decent ones available. But this is kind of like the bulk of the best defensemen. I think Lacombe kind of is the last one. I'm a little bit more bearish on Lacombe than I am with other players, but Carter Verhaeghe at the 9-6 spot. Can anyone give me an update on the score of the Yankees Red Sox? It's still 1-0. Carter Verhaeghe at the 9-6. That's really, really good value. I think Ovi might just have sole left wing, and then Brad and Boldy both have left wing, right wing eligibility. Could be wrong on that. Markstrom at 9-7. So we're starting to see a lot of those goaltenders go now. The ones that were kind of left due to the significant amount of defensemen going. 2-1 Red Sox. Okay. I was going to celebrate, but I want to play the Yankees. Your thoughts on Wyatt Johnston? I think he's a safe pick in late round 5, early round 6. I know we're hearing some complaints about his line mates. I don't think that will be the case for the whole season. Dallas loves to change things up. So Tuck at 9-10, a guy that projects very well, that's going really late in drafts right now. Frozen Biscuits kind of turning this draft, well, actually, he's had a pretty good draft overall, but I like the Trocheck into the Holloway pick there for sure. And the Michkov at 6-2. Newcastle Mariners with a lot of flexibility in his lineup right now. I think his right wings are full, but still has opportunity for left wings. Defenseman here. Center is wide open too with just Heischer. Ovi's left wing, right wing. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Thank you. So Raquel, triple position eligibility. So scratch my commentary on the eligibility for his players there. Pretty strong pick. Pretty good floor for Raquel. And I would say is probably going to be one of the bigger trade targets at the deadline this year. So you never know with guys like that get moved to like really good teams, and that will help your playoffs. But you definitely don't want to draft based on the potential for them to get traded. Would you consider Gunther over Forsberg in a dynasty league? Oh man. Oof. That's ridiculously difficult to answer. I think the way I would look at it is Forsberg will be better for the next 3 years. Gunther will be better for the next 6 years. I think that's how I would look at it. So it really depends on what you want. Do you want the long-term value or the short-term value? It's almost short to medium term for Forsberg because he's not old by any means. But I can see their team regressing with like their big dogs, Marchessault, Yossi, O'Reilly, Stamkos, all getting old. And they don't really have any big prospects. So Erik Karlsson at 10-2. I love the Karlsson pick as well. Pretty, like, Frozen Biscuits having a pretty strong draft so far. Sam Montembeault at 10-3. So Rinkrats grabs his first goalie, workhorse goalie. Still a decent amount available here. So Austin grabs his first sole center in Adam Fantilli. Bouillon or Parekh for a rookie D-swing. I think Bouillon for now, but I think Parekh could end up being the better defenseman by the end of the year. If I have Logan Thompson in a keepers league, would you draft another goalie in the first 5 rounds? Is it a category league or a point league? If it's a point league, I don't know if I would keep Thompson. It's a cats league. Okay, so Thompson's really good. Yeah, Mitch, the finance terms. It just depends what the D, like it just depends if like goalies fall to you. But I wouldn't prioritize them. How many keepers total in your league? Robert Thomas falls to 10-7. I'm pretty sure he went like 7th round in the FPPL, so pretty strong pick there. They have him projected for a really, really strong year. He was good last year too, 81 points in 70 games. So there goes Buyam, the first of the rookie defensemen going off the board here. Oh my god, I'm muted. Oh my god, thank you so much. Not good. So what I was saying is we've seen a bunch of defensemen go here. And Orangey has kind of turned around with just Morrissey and then leaving defenseman till the 8th round with Riley goes to spare. And Sean Don has filled out his defenseman positions and his goaltending, so it's just forwards from here on out likely. Luke Hughes goes at 11-4, so Cucci's put some emphasis on some of the rookies. The young gun team here with Hughes, Buyam, Celebrini, Harley's pretty young. But then got some vets. Nothing will beat Sam's team. I see your lips moving. That's so funny. Am I still muted? No, I can see myself talking now. Is my mic quiet? I have it turned down just slightly. I'll turn it back up. Sorry if it's killing your ears. Thoughts on Cooley in a banger Cats league, projected top line Miller and Zib. Yeah, very good in banger leagues. I like Newcastle's team. Yeah, it's pretty strong. I think he could have waited on Vmelka, but get your guy. I think Kurtz really has had a really strong second half of the draft here. The biggest thing with Hyman is that you can place him on your IR and just stream early on and just wait for him to come back. Like, and at the 11th round, you're not really using a lot of draft capital on him. This was a guy that was going second round last year. Keep that in mind with Hyman. Before I knew that he was going to be out until at least November 1st, I was like really high on him until that news came out. Because his ADP was like 110. He's a lock line 1, power play 1 for sure. Oh no. When's your POV going up tomorrow? Should have taken a bet how many times Sven said naturally last night. Hey, Sven's been grinding right now. Like we gotta put kudos to him for he's the mastermind behind the whole FPPL. All the logistics falls on his desk. So Kadri at the 11-10, a very, very strong soul center. Rinkrat's running out Suzuki Kadri as the soul centers, which I think is very strong. A lot of these teams, like these teams are all pretty even for me. I don't think there's been any oddball team that I feel like I can pick out and say, you haven't had a strong draft so far. Barzell 11-9. Wow, I know Ham. I agree. Sven the GOAT. Yep. He is the GOAT. The stash is iconic. Yeah, I think he's had it for... He didn't have it when he was in university with me, but I think it's been about 4 or 5 years at the stash. Next time he's streaming, I don't know if he has one more, but you ask him about the barbecue incident, and we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it there. Interesting to see Svechnikov at the 9-8 here as well. I like that pick quite a bit. Breadman's had a strong draft so far. Not a big fan of the Doughty pick, but I don't think there was much available with all these defensemen going between when he took Zib to when he took Doughty. Frozen Biscuits got probably the best category league goalies in Kemper, Swayman, very strong there. There goes Nikishin. He had a pretty good night last night. Played a lot of minutes. But take preseason with a grain of salt. Anyone seen anything in the Flames? Quarterback still weaker. Still weaker is what we got today. Can anyone confirm the Vegas power play for me? Zane Parekh at 12-4. I'm pretty sure I took him 11-2 last night. So pretty close to where I took him. The other thing to consider with the Parekh Uyghur thing, and I talked about it today with Chris, is we didn't see Lane Hudson on the top power play unit till 20, 25 games in. I feel like it might be the same thing with Zane Parekh. I got 12 in the 10th round. I got 12 in the 10th round. Stuart Skinner at 12-5 as the second goaltender for Breadman. Again, I think Skinner's a pretty decent sleeper goalie this season. I know he's the best and worst goalie. Him and Bouchard for me are the best and worst players in the league. Skinner some nights looks so good. And same with Bouchard, but then you kind of watch their bad nights and they're really bad. That's on ice though. Lost ones, I'm feeling the same. I'm comparing where I'm taking guys versus where they're going in these drafts, and it makes me feel a little bit better about some of my picks. Yeah, last night was arguably, for me, Lost Ones was arguably the most stressed I've ever been in a draft in fantasy. And I've been playing fantasy hockey since pickup hockey days in grade 8. Back when I was taking Ilya Kovalchuk in the first round. There goes Peter Kochekov, 12-7. Think there might be a little bit better goaltending available. I can't see the board right now, but maybe it's thinned out quite a bit. Skinner's a mystery. Yeah, Deuce, you got it 100% right. This is a volume league. So in volume leagues, Skinner should be good. But in save percentage, goals against average, I don't think I'd be even looking at Skinner. I'd rather just take a backup goalie on a good team. Like Jake Allen, for example, who will play once a week maybe on top of your goalie one that will get the other 2 starts. Thomas Hurdle at 12-10, Rust at 12-11. Oranges still looking for that last defenseman. A lot have gone since he took Ghost Despair. 9 defensemen since he took Ghost Despair. You got to think he grabs one more. Oh my god, Hintz at 12-12 is absolutely crazy. And that's his second Soul Center. It's a really strong pick there, in my opinion. I just wish his shot volume and peripherals were a bit better, but the point upside's there. My first season was Seguin's rookie year. Wow. You take goalies in the same team ever? In sometimes, yeah. In category leagues more than points leagues, because category leagues you just want those good save percentage goals against numbers, so it's better to take elite goalies on, or good goalies that are on elite teams. In a categories league, I'd be more inclined to take Freddie Anderson and Kochekov versus a points league. I would probably fully avoid them. Lankinen worth a look? I think so. I would draft him as my goalie 3 though. I would not have him as my goalie 2. White Ninja, I'm not that old. You got the 1980s Canuck logo there. Reminds me of Pavel Bure. Watching these drafts is wild to me. In the 3 spots of the 12-man got Dry, Bush, Connor, Morrissey. They all go by pick 30 in these. Yeah, because these are a lot. These are as competitive as it gets. Oh, great pick in Sam Renzel. Coochie's kind of got the all the upside defensemen here. Harley's, Buyam, Hughes, Rinzel. Yeah, these leagues are basically as sweaty as they get. Is it time for me to draft yet? Chris, what I can find it, but what league are you playing in? Chris Hollywood, Division 3 is what I'm seeing. Division 3 North, Chris? I think that's what you're in. So you would be drafting. Oh, we have Division 4 North now. Are you drafting Saturday? Have my first ever fantasy hockey draft tomorrow. I don't know hockey like I know baseball and football. What points rankings do you think I should use? It depends on the points scoring for your league, Jesse. Make sure you catch up on some of the videos for sure to get an understanding of some of those like good players and just toss them all in your queue. Let me know your league settings though. Are you category leagues? Are you points league? The difference is you'll see points leagues will have obviously associated points with every counting stat. Great pick. Again, of course, it's Breadman with Tony DeAngelo at 13-8. Very underrated player this season, in my opinion. Wow, Cooley fell 13-9 with a 65-point second full season for him. So the second Soul Center for Austin, he's running out Fantilli Cooley. Very good. I'm trying to see where Chris is drafting. Oh, sorry, you're in Division 3 Metro. Oh my god, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so you're Sunday at 9 p.m. I will be streaming that right after. I actually have a draft leading up to that. Want to hear what's crazy about that draft? So I have a draft on Sunday. So in that league, I live streamed it. The first year I played in that league. And I guess the other like 10 people that are in the league had my stream on a TV and they were all together. And they were just sniping everybody out of my queue. Everyone I was talking about was getting sniped. Has Rinzel been PP1? Yes, he has. Vetrano at 311, like super, super good in this league. Like could finish as a top 50, top 75 player. Yeah, it's a points league, 16 rounds. Okay. So what's the point scoring, Jesse? If you can just kind of give me the Coles notes of it. Also, if you ever want to talk fantasy baseball, I am more than happy to talk fantasy baseball. Big, big fantasy baseball guy. Football, not so much. How many teams in FPPL and will spots open up in the summer for next season? So right now, we have 14 leagues. 14 leagues. I think we might open up 2 more next year. Logistics become difficult, especially with the streaming. Like 16 streams is a lot. So we'll see what happens with the streams next year. Like we might just do Division 1, 2, 3. Hard to say. But yeah, spots will open up in the summer. You can definitely join the wait list now if you want. And if a team becomes inactive, which I'm sure we'll have a couple inactives, you would fill in at no cost to you and we'll guarantee you a spot next year. So here's the form. Also, I'm going to drop the Discord link in here as well. Everyone should definitely be joining this Discord. Like you guys, all your questions will be answered, direct access to us. You can make fun of me about all of my draft picks. Just talking hockey on a daily basis. Fantasy ball and puck work perfectly together. Fantasy ball, though, is a lot of emphasis on like rookie call-ups too. Like I play in a weekly sweat public league on Fantrax with FP Dawn. We co-manage a team and like I'm basically just watching all the rookies. Didn't get Nick Kurtz this year, unfortunately. Kate Horton was a good one for us, though. Chandler Simpson was a good one for us as well. Especially because we were lacking stolen bases. Check the Habs game. All right. Mike, did you enjoy the holiday off work today? Nice to have Raymond Tuesday off. Yeah, I actually was off today. The form is not working. Oh my god, am I? Oh yeah, I apologize. I will delete this message. Marco Casper at the 14-4. Pretty big sleeper this year. And I love the Tippett pick as well. So Gino with Pareko, Hannafin, Dunn, Dobson, Chikrin. So he's got his 5D. Couple punts there, if I'm honest. But I don't mind the Hannafin pick. Can't wait to see the live POV. Yeah, it's coming up tomorrow. Oh, my God. Like, I'm not even going to watch it because I just can't bear to see the emotions in that draft. Like, this is me for, like, fantasy hockey. Like, imagine NHL GMs, but they have a full team and everything. Like, the expansion draft. I thought it was DC Central. I could be wrong, Chris, to be honest. I think we had to shuffle some people around. So you're D3 Central. Oh, you drafted already? You drafted Monday night? Matt Duchene at the 14-7. Boomtown won't be a fan of that comment. Elior Hovenstock. German? First time I've seen someone named Elior. I like it. Brock Besser at 164. I think it's a pretty good like comeback pick for Besser. Like a bounce back season for him. Ken Johnson, 24 goals and 123 shots last year. Just need to see those peripherals come up a little bit from him. You guys running another mock? This isn't a mock. This is a live draft. Be no mocks tonight. Can't wait for D2 West. It's going to be a movie. Ham, were you in my Division 2 league last year? It was insane last year. Now I'm stuck in Division 1, and that's going to be even crazier. My goal is to just beat Whole Wheat Bacon. That's my goal. I actually want to interview Whole Wheat Bacon and just be like, dude, like, let us know how you do your research. Nick Kurtz was a cheat code this year. Reminds me of the year I picked up Ellie De La Cruz. There you go. Jared McCann at the 410. For some reason they have him out. Did he leave with an injury recently? I don't think I had any news on his injury. Oh my god. Okay, so you have penalty minutes. Holy, that's a crazy league. Wait, goalie penalty minutes are points? Saves seem pretty strong. Okay, I would ignore shorthanded for sure. Yeah, penalty minutes are pretty OP. Like, Tom Wilson's probably really good in that league. Does anyone play in PIMS leagues? I don't play in one. Let me know. Let me know who's really good in PIMS leagues. Like, Wilson was the first that came to mind that basically does everything. Trocheck, Bennett's probably pretty good for that league as well. Florida tends to have their whole team kicked out when they go down a couple runs. Or a couple runs. Now I got baseball in my mind because I saw the baseball score there. A couple goals. 3-1 Red Sox. Wow. Judge historically is like terrible in playoffs. Oh yeah, Brady's so good. Not counting hits. Where do you put Brady Kachuk? He's probably like a mid to late. Like, he's probably a 3rd round pick without hits, if I'm honest. Brady, a lot of Brady. Canuck, I agree, yeah. I remember, I don't know why I remember this, but I remember that someone told me that they picked up, or they have had Kevin Fiala, and he won them a week because he got kicked out at the end of a game, but also had 2 goals. So he had like 15, 20 penalty minutes on top of 2 goals, and it was like a PIMS league. Like, stuff like that happens. It's kind of crazy. Arturi Lekkinen at the 15-3 spot. So we're basically nearing the end of this draft now where a lot of the big sleepers are going to go. Okay, so I see Perfetti there at the 14-2. Will Cooley, good upside. Will Cooley's probably a good player for that league. Since saves is high, you can get saves like at a good value in your draft. Saros, Dostal, Wolf, like those are gonna be your big guys that you can take later for saves. Vamelka here, Carol Vamelka. Binnington's good. Like you probably want volume because goals against aren't really that big, but wins are pretty important. It looks like saves are 0.25 versus a goals against of -1. Yeah. Years ago, I won a league because I had Perry who got 20 pims with 0.4. That's unbelievable in a Sunday night game. I love stories like that. Marchand connecting for pims. I appreciate it, guys. Wow. Oh, yeah. Vander Kane, too, is good. Make sure you're writing all these players down here, Jesse. Landeskog at 15-7. Even Landeskog's pretty good for hits. There goes a Vander Kane there. Again, it's like Breadman. Like, this is... I would be surprised if he's not the leader right now. I think he might be having the best draft. Jonathan Marchessault at 15-10. I like the comeback season for Marchessault. Like he was still pretty good last year, even though like they weren't good as a team. Hagel or Natchez? Natchez for me. A league, but with only penalty minutes, no other scoring. What would the top players look like? Well, all the top. Ham, we should do a league where it's like a grinders league, where it's like pims, face-off losses, least amount of like time on ice, fights. Like we should do like blocks. We should do a league like that. We could probably organize something like that through the FP Discord. For those like fantasy baseball fans, we did a year with like Don, Sven, a couple of the other guys. We did a league for baseball that was a relievers only league, and the team with the worst ERA, worst WHIP, lowest Ks, lowest wins was the winner of the league. It was like hilarious. We were just taking all the biggest bum relievers we could find. A lot of Colorado guys. I'm surprised Kane went before DeBrusque. I think I like Kane a little bit more than DeBrusque just because of the hits upside. I think like picking at like the 16th round, you want to be taking guys with the highest upside. With DeBrusque, I think we kind of already know what we're going to get. But DeBrusque is a Pokemon collector, so if you like that, you could be drafting him. Great idea. I'm down for it. Okay, Ham, we'll take a look at starting a league like that. I'll see if I have any availability because my account's only allowed 8 total leagues, which is crazy, but I should be good though. I think I'm only in 6 this year, 6 or 7 only, I say, as I play in 2 baseball, 2 football leagues. Rossi at the 16-2. I can't believe Rossi fell that late. That's great value. A lot of centers here, but I think they all have winger eligibility other than Trocheck and Crosby for biscuits. I think this is my 4th year. First year without knowing anything, actually won. Then 2 losses trying to win again this year. You got to get lucky. Like fantasy, you got to get lucky. You got to just hope guys don't get injured. Like you got to think for some of these guys, like say for Breadman, really good draft, but what if Bouchard and Kachuk get injured for a long period of time? It's like you got to get lucky too in the sport. But with hockey, there's a lot less, in my opinion, severe injuries than other sports. I mean, pretty obvious with football and baseball. Josh Norris at the 16-5 playing line 1, power play 1 right now. I did have 3 points in the last preseason game. I'm too tired of having a bunch, so now I only have FPPL and 2 football leagues. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've really scaled down a lot of my leagues. I don't play in as many as I used to. Just a lot of time, but it's really fun. It's like a side job for us. We all think we're like NHL GMs or coaches, you know. Thoughts on Pionk? What do you think of his floor is? His floor is pretty solid. 35, 40 points, decent hits, decent shot volume. He's a pretty good category coverage defenseman. I'm a bit higher in Nebraska because with the Quinn exposure and one of the preseason games they played, Quinn was staple to the top line, similar how Makar's go Dumac. That's an interesting take, White Ninja. So at 5-on-5, that you're saying DeBrusque gets a lot of more exposure to Quinn, who is like one of the best puck moving players in the entire league. I think Kane just has that hits upside on him as well, but I think both of them are fine. Injuries kill me in football. Yeah, I have Malik Neighbors in both of my leagues, so that one's gonna hurt a lot. I did 4 baseball leagues this year, did well without too much. Doing 2 hockey, maybe 3, that's perfect for me. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm just down to 2 baseball now. One keeper, 1 public league that me and Don join and co-manage. $100 US buy-in. That's my most favorite one. We tied for 3rd this year, which was tough. We lost to Logan Gilbert early. Cutter Gauthier at the 16-9. Good upside pick there. I'm trying to think of some of the guys I took late. Okay, there is one of them that I took at the 17 too. I feel like I have decent players, just have to get lucky now. SSK, what team are you? I think I've asked this. I can't remember what team you are. Not a big fan of Owen Power. He's good if Darlene gets hurt, but he'll be forever locked behind him. Bottom of the ninth. Yankees 2 on, no out. Bottom of the ninth. Judge up. Keep me updated. Stankoven at the 16-11 by Sean. Love Geeky. My only concern with Geeky, and I've shown this before. Lafreniere, great pick, very late there. Never really know what you're going to get out of him. So my issue with Geeky is this here. Look at this shooting percentage in the second half. 30, 23, 38, 35. But there is upside, right? The minutes are there. The power play time's there. Uh-oh. Wow, everything just broke. Okay. John Gibson at the 17-2. Should be good volume. That's a good 3rd goalie. Josh Norris is going to be a great fantasy player. Scores, shoots, hits, PP1. Good late pick. Just his health. Yeah, the health is always a risk. Oh, okay, SSK. I apologize. I thought you meant you were in this league. You were drafting. Jamie Drysdale, probably the last of the bunch for the power play 1 defenseman. I hope we see more from the, I think, former 4th overall pick. Never really panned out. Brian Clark, Bjorkstrand, Barbashev. I took Barbashev really late last night too, playing with Eichel and Marner. Just has like very poor shot volume. Yeah, here comes all the big upside guys like Bjorkstrand PP1, Brian Clark potential PP1, Frank Nazar should be line 1, power play 1 this year. Signed a big ticket. Yeah, Cousins went Canuck. There you go. Yeah, Cousins was here 12-1. Probably where he should be going, in my opinion. Is Klingberg PP1 or Orlov? I don't think we've seen Klingberg skate this preseason. It was Dickinson for a bit. Trouba, great peripheral defenseman. Scored 1 goal on 111 shots last year. You got to think that's going to change slightly. Askarov. I was going to say Askarov's a good goalie 3 for volume. I think I prefer Spencer Knight slightly over him. Both the 1st round pick goaltenders too just haven't panned out. Goalies are so weird in hockey. Brock Nelson at 17-10. Mike Matheson, and then the last pick of the draft here for the Newcastle Mariners. What a draft tonight. And this is the final draft board. Now I got to make sure I remember to take screenshots of this before I get in trouble. Okay, so here's the final draft. Like for me, I've been touting let's get this Breadman for a while tonight. I thought he had a pretty strong draft. Um, for the first 10 rounds, I want to say it was pretty even across the board, like a lot of really well drafted teams tonight. So that will do it for tonight's draft. We have one tomorrow at 8 p.m. Sorry, we have one Thursday at 8 p.m., Friday 8 p.m., Saturday, and 2 Sunday, and that will conclude all of the FPPL drafts, and then the NHL season will be starting. Super excited. So thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. No right wingers. He does have Timo that plays right wing, Tippett, and Vander Kane. I think all have right wing eligibility. But thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We'll see you guys on the next draft. I think I will be live again on Thursday. You may see somebody else, but I think I'm locked in for Thursday night. So I will be back soon. The POV of last night's draft will be up tomorrow at 3 p.m. if you want to just watch Mike get emotional for an hour and a half and be stressed out. So thank you all for tuning in. Have an amazing night. We'll see you all in the next